Deep into the eyes, read them like a book. Trapped inside a prison, gotta free them like a crook. Make off with the loot, made off for the joke. Treated like these cowards never needed what we took, and we repeat it like a hook. Caught in the deep, come back like Wheezy. Card 3, sensation. Wait, then pause the beat. Eyes don't lie, truth still hard to see. They're begging me to show them, they're saying that I owe them, but I'll never give it up. Not for you, not for no one. Foreign ride, touring, soaring, open road, exploring.
Yeah, welcome to the show. It's Smoke the Competition, and I'm your host, Eric Soljash. Thank you for checking us out. Please subscribe to the channel. Please give us a like. It's greatly appreciated. Can't wait to build this army of, Smoke the Competition members. We're out here to dominate fantasy football titles. I got my trophy in the back from last year. I got a couple others. Let's go. We're here to do that again this year. Today's episode, we're diving into Friday Night Football. We got a special game, ladies and gentlemen. Brazil. We're traveling all the way to Brazil to bring you my Philadelphia Eagles versus the Green Bay Packers. It's not really a home game, but I think the Brazilian fans are going to be, they're going to be cheering us on. Now, I'm going to give you some honest analysis. I'm not just riding with the Eagles. We're going to break down who I'm going with further in the video. I'm also going to let you know my starts and sits, who you should start on both teams, who you should sit. Honest analysis. We're not just riding with the home team here. You guys let me know in the comments what you think. But without further ado, this is week 1, Friday Night Football. I'm Eric Soljash. This is Smoke the Competition. Let's go. All right, before we get too deep into our week here, let's break down some of the rules on our channel. I'll break down how some of the lingo goes. Our start-em sit-em tool here for the week. I got your must-starts in green. Those are your obvious must-starts for the week. If I list a player as a must-start, that means I project them as a top 12 player in their position. Moving along to your good starts, we got that in the the goldish yellow there. Now your good starts are players that I see as good starts with a safe floor. Typical players as your wide receiver 2s, your running back 2s. Depending on how deep your league is, it could also be a high-end wide receiver 3. Now a hero start, that's more of a boom or bust type of player, someone that can win you a week. They could also cost you a week. A couple players come to mind. You'll see I have in this week's hero start. And then a risky start, it's exactly what it sounds like. A risky start is a player that I don't see a high floor for, don't see a high ceiling, and he might just completely give you a dud. Kicking things off with the quarterback position, I got Jalen Hurts as an absolute must start here on Friday Night Football. Over in Brazil, I can see Jalen rushing for a touchdown. I can see Jalen throwing for a touchdown. Now, that is not to say this is going to be an easy one. That Green Bay Packer defense is much improved. I love what they did in the offseason. The last 2 drafts, I think they've hit them out the park. I'm a big Edgerrin Cooper fan. I think that linebacker acquisition is going to be huge for Matt LaFleur and that defense. But it's going to take time before they're hitting on all cylinders. I think the Eagles will hit the ground running on offense. Jalen Hurts is coming out with a chip on his shoulder. He has something to prove, and he's fully healthy in week 1. With all those things and all those assets at his disposal, I see Jalen Hurts as an absolute must-start. Following the trend of must-starts, I got Saquon Barkley, running back of the Philadelphia Eagles, as an absolute must-start. Making his Eagle debut, I think they're going to lean on him heavy. There's going to be a lot of running plays, a lot of RPOs. Jalen's legs are healthy, so they're going to have to account for him, which is going to give Barkley a little bit more opportunity to make that big run. Plus, with Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown on the outside, they can't stack the box too often. Saquon Barkley, absolute must start. I can see him getting a touchdown in his first game. He might even score 2. Moving over to the wide receiver position. Now, this might be a shock to a few people. I know if you took A.J. Brown, you probably took him really high in drafts. You're expecting big things. Don't get me wrong. This guy's an alpha. He's an absolute dog. I'm one of the biggest A.J. Brown fans. But I got to be real. Like I said in the beginning of the video, I don't see this as a must start. I see it as a good start. I still see him putting them in your lineups, but temper your expectations. He is going to have Jair Alexander on him for much of the game. I think they're going to lean away from force feeding him the ball with Jair on him, and the running game might just work for the Philadelphia Eagles. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I can see this being just an average game for A.J. Brown if he doesn't get a touchdown. But once again, don't let that scare you for the rest of the season. A.J.'s a beast. He's still one of the top wide receivers moving forward. Another player I see as a good start this week is Devontae Smith. Now, I see him as a good to actual must start. I don't know if that makes sense to y'all out there. I know I'm putting him a little bit ahead of AJ this week. It's all because of the matchup. I think he's not going to have Jair shadow him as much. I think he's going to have a little bit better opportunity with the throws that are coming his way to make bigger plays. I'm very curious to see how Kellen Moore is going to use Devontae Smith in this offense. I think this is going to be one of his breakout seasons. We've been waiting for him to kind of go a little bit over the top. We all know the talent is there. He just needs the opportunity. I believe this is when it starts. Devontae Smith, he's a good start this week in fantasy football. Hopping over to the tight end room, I got my first risky start of the week. Man, it pains me to say this. I was a big Dallas Goedert fan for years. Just looks like his role in this offense is not defined. He's probably going to need to fall into the end zone to be fantasy relevant. He does get some pretty good depth in his targets. He has chances to make big catches, but if he doesn't make all of those catches into big plays and runs after the catch, he doesn't get a whole lot of opportunity. And like I was saying earlier, I do see this as a run-heavy offense to start the season here, even though Kellen Moore, that's not his forte. I believe Jalen Hurts with his fresh legs, Saquon Barkley with his new acquisition, they're going to be running the rock fairly well, especially with this O-line. So Dallas Goedert, I'm a little concerned. He is a risky play. Play him at your own risk, but if he doesn't get a touchdown, I don't see him having a big fantasy output. Moving over to the Green Bay Packers, and a player that I see as an absolute must start, a smash start in every league, is quarterback Jordan Love. Man, I'm a big Jordan Love fan. I said this last year. I thought last year was going to be his coming out party. He was going to have a breakout season in fantasy. It didn't quite happen until the second half of the season, so I was a little ahead of myself. I'm doubling back. I got him in a few leagues. I'm definitely starting him this week. Jordan Love, absolute smash play. He should have a big game against this Philadelphia secondary that I think is absolutely in trouble. They have not figured it all out. I don't like what I've seen, even in the preseason. They had a lot to overcome, and I'm not sure if this is the right matchup for them. So Jordan Love, start him everywhere you got him. Hit that button, smash it. Another must start is running back Josh Jacobs. Now, this is not so much about the Philadelphia defense. They really could be stout against the run. I'm not too sure what to expect from that Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis combo, as well as the new linebacking core of Jeremiah Trotter II and Nakobe Dean. They could be much, much better than people are thinking, but the opportunity is going to be crazy for Josh Jacobs. There's no one behind him. They just put A.J. Dillon on IR. I don't think Marshawn Lloyd is 100%, so they're not going to rush him back. It's pretty much feast or famine for Josh Jacobs, and he's going to get every opportunity to feast. So because of the opportunity and the force feeding he's going to get and the opportunity to fall into the end zone, I got him as a must start this week. Someone I see as a good start this week is wide receiver Christian Watkins. Now, he could elevate himself throughout the season into must-start territory. He definitely has the skill set to do so. He's playing in the offense to do so. He has the quarterback and the play caller. He just needs to stay healthy and capitalize on all his opportunities. Typically, when he is healthy, that's what he has done. This guy has been a big play waiting to happen. I can see that happening again. Even if Darius Slay shadows him, I think at this stage of Darius' career, he doesn't have the speed to keep up with the Christian Watson. So he is a good start for me this week. Get him in your lineups and expect wide receiver 2 or wide receiver 3 type production. Another good start for me this week is other wide receiver for these Green Bay Packers, Jayden Reed. He's going to be coming out of the slot. This guy is a slot master. He was really good as a rookie for them. Scored, I believe, 8 touchdowns, led the team there. Didn't get a ton of opportunity in terms of targets. I think his target share is going to increase this year. Even though this is a full wide receiver room, he is the slot guy. I believe coming out of college, he was one of the better ones on paper. I actually had him ranked higher than Romeo Doubs and the rest of that room outside of Christian Watson. So I do see Jayden Reed as a really good prospect. I got to double back on my prospects. If I see him early, I got to stick with him. I was big on Tank Dell. That blew up. I'm sticking with Jayden Reed. I don't think it's going to quite get to the level of some of the chirps I've been hearing, like Amon-Ra, St. Brown type levels. I'm not sure if he's going to get that type of opportunity in this offense, but he does have a talent that's quite similar, and he is explosive with the ball in his hands. I see him as a good start this week. Get him in your lineups. Romeo Doubs is next on the list here. I see him more of a hero start. Now, this is big play capability. I noticed Jordan Love does look to Romeo Doubs when he gets to the red zone, so he does have big play opportunity, touchdown opportunity, but the target share, like I said, is not there. He doesn't seem to be the guy that works the underneath. That seems to be Jayden Reed. He doesn't seem to be the guy that works the deep threat. That seems to be Christian Watkins. So he's kind of like in the middle there. So, sorry, Christian Watson. I don't know why I keep calling him Watkins. Christian Watson. But yeah, Romeo Doubs, I see him as a hero start this week. Just so we get to see how the season plays out. I want to see how the target share splits, especially with a new running back in the backfield there. But for now, if you want to take a big swing, he could catch you a touchdown, but he could also give you a dud. My last hero play for the week is Dontayvion Wicks, wide receiver of the Green Bay Packers. This young man is definitely a hero start. He's a big play waiting to happen, but he's not overly involved in the offense quite yet. At least we haven't seen it. We're still waiting to see how things are going to shuffle out, but the kid definitely has skills. He could take one shot, go 65 yards and house call it for you and win you your week. I keep him on my benches. Right now, I'm stashing him. I'm noticing a lot of people saw him as a sleeper. Let's keep him there. In DFS lineups, he might be a good play here. But outside of that, I'm looking at him as a hero start if you have a deep lineup and you want to take a shot. I'm not quite there yet, but the talent is there, and I can see him exposing this weak Eagles secondary. All right, let's take a deep dive into my fantasy lineup. Players I got playing in this Friday Night Football special between the Packers and the Eagles. Like I said, I got some investments, some shares on both sides of the ball here. Obviously, a big-time Eagles fan, had to get some of my hometown players, so I got Jalen Hurts in one league. That's a 14-team league. I'm hoping he can perform well for me. I also got Saquon Barkley in multiple leagues. I got him in a dynasty league. I got him in a couple keeper leagues. Probably have him in about 4 leagues right now, so hoping for a good season out of Saquon. Kicks off tonight. As well as Devontae Smith, I got him in one of my dynasty leagues. Where I have him paired up with Saquon. Hoping those two could have a good game here. Moving over to the Packers, I got Jordan Love in a couple redraft leagues. Like I said, I was huge on Jordan Love last year. I was probably a year early. I think this is his year to go bananas. So I got him in a couple leagues. In one league, I did pair him with Jayden Reed as my, it's 2 flexes. So it's 2 wide receivers, 2 flexes in this one league. I got Reed as one of my flexes. Like I said, I'm taking a swing there. I think he's going to be that safety blanket all season long. Not quite as high as Amon-Ra as some of the prognosticates are saying, but I do see a breakout for Jayden Reed. I think him and Jordan Love can have a nice connection and grow together. So here's my lineups. Hopefully we do better than the Thursday Night Football game where I started. Should I say it out loud? Yeah, I started Mark Andrews. And I'm still recovering. We'll see how that goes. I got some good players that can, pick it up for me. Let's go Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson. Let's go, guys. But, woo, that Mark Andrews, that's a tough one. But here we go. Follow my fantasy season. I'm going to keep posting updates, let you guys know how my season went, how my games go, how my weeks go. And, yeah, let's talk in the comments. Let me know what you think. I guess last but not least, I got to make a pick on this game. This is a tough one for me. I won't lie. I've been thinking about it all off season since they announced the schedule. I know the Packers are legit. I saw that playoff run. They probably should have beat the 49ers. There was a lot of chances things could have went their way. This is a real team. I think the defense is a lot better. Matt LaFleur is a fantastic coach. This is a tough one. I think the line came in at Philly -3. If the line was still at -3, I'm definitely going to go Green Bay +3. I believe it's moved since then, but you can tease the lines. I would take Green Bay +3. It's just a tough matchup. Philly had so many problems ending last season. I love the offense. I love the addition of Saquon. I love the addition of Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean. Even Jeremiah Trotter, I have big hopes for along the lines here, but they're going to have to gel. They're going to have to get together. It's going to take some time for Fangio to get the best out of these guys, and they're really young. So I'm going with the Packers. I think they're a little bit more explosive right now. I think the Eagles still have some kinks to figure out. So Packers +3, Friday Night Football. Let's go. Well, that's it for today's episode. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for following up with us in Season 2. So excited to get things rolling. Once again, follow our fantasy season. I'm going to give you guys an up-close and personal look. Give me your ideas. So let's stay interactive. Let me know what you think. I'll definitely be interactive, responding to all your comments. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Give us a like, and you can give us a follow at Souljash Sports. Thank you, peace, love, and let's continue to smoke the competition.
Deep into the eyes, read them like a book. Trapped inside a prison, gotta free them like a crook. Make off with the loot, made off for the joke. Treated like these cowards never needed what we took, and we repeat it like a hook. Caught in the deep, come back like Wheezy. Card 3, sensation. Wait, then pause the beat. Eyes don't lie, truth still hard to see. They're begging me to show them, they're saying that I owe them, but